Okay, so this video is probably one of the most difficult and complicated bits to actually explain, only because it's slightly subjective, but also it's every website is going to be different depending on the layout, what type of products they want to sell the most of. So it could be that it's because it's an expensive product, or it could be a cheaper product where they're selling lots of them and making similar amounts of money. So at the top here you'll see where we've got things like heating, accessories, commercial, outdoor, indoor fittings. So what we've done, first job, keyword research. So we've done the keyword research on the ones that we think we want to promote the most. So obviously we're only doing 10. As you can see, we've overdone it again because of the different types of light bulbs. So we would be missing out half the light bulbs, and this is half the problem by only doing sort of 10 of this or 10 of that. So what we're trying to do is keep it to a minimum, but it's also very difficult to actually do that. So you can see this initial list where what I've done is I've looked at their website and sort of decided on the main sort of ones, if you like. But of course, when it gets down to it, I mean, it is what it is. If that makes sense. So you'll notice there's four folders here. They're currently empty, and they are representative of these here. Now, if you balls this process up, then you've got a headache ongoing, and the chances are the strategy will not work as well. So first thing we do, keyword research on the ones that we think are sort of the main products and services they're offering based on the 10 results. As you can see, like I said, overkill again, typical of me. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this keyword research into one of these 4 folders. Now the reason we're doing this is because it's going to section them off into parts, because when we do our paid advertising, not only do we need to know what the positive and negative keywords are, which of course we've actually done in the keyword research, but we also need to make sure that we're sending people to the right page. So we need to determine, if we're looking at light bulbs, is the page that we're sending people this one here? Yeah, so that they can see all these, or are we going to do subcategories? So in this case, I'm going to do subcategories for these ones here. So the AdWords will follow on after this. Like I say, it's difficult to actually show you on different websites, and so it may take a conversation as to exactly what we're doing with that particular website. So for example, you can see we've got in the list, if I move them to one side here, you can see we've got LED lights as the first one. So if I click on LED lights, you can see all these here refer to the LED section. So what we want to do is, ideally, anything with LED, we would like to send them to the LED page so that they've only got the LED to select from. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we are going to basically make a new folder which is for the LED. Okay. Then what we're going to do is anything that has the word LED, so decorative, but decorative's not in this list, because if you go back one, yeah, this is decorative LED. So we can't just put anything in. It has to be the right thing in the right place as best as we possibly can, because when somebody clicks on the ad, we want them to get to the best possible result for what they're looking for. So these are decorative. So what we could do is we could first of all get all the LEDs. So LED, LED. And if we click on LED, we can actually start to see which ones they should be as well. So these are based on putting it into the tool. I haven't actually specifically chosen these myself, it was the most popular based on the search when I put in LEDs, if that makes sense. So this is really difficult to explain, but I'll continue on anyway. Hopefully you'll get it. So what I'm doing is looking at the right hand list. LED globe, you can see, belongs in this list here, so we'll put that in there. And then we've got LED corn bulb. I mean, half of these, what you have to remember is that we don't know, there's corn bulb there, we don't know what these are exactly. We don't have to know what they are. We don't have to know the industry particularly well, but in order to deliver to the customer, we need to make sure that we're obviously sending people to the right pages so that they find what they want. And that's probably one of the more difficult things to do. So ceiling lights, desk lamps is not it's found. Let's just go across the top line first. LED 2D. Yep, we've got one of those. LED candle. LED candle. Yep. LED capsule. LED capsule is there. LED GU10. GU10 is there. 11, GU11, MR11, yep. PYGMEY, yep. See, I have no idea what. I never even knew there were so many different types. Reflector bulbs, yes. LED tape, yep. Presumably that's a big long list of them. Tubes, LED tubes, yep. Low light, no. MR16, that's a different one, but we've already got an AdWords set up, a group for those already. PLC bulbs, no. R7, R7's linear, yep. ST64, so ST64, yep, we've got one of those. So that is basically all the ones in the light bulbs, and so we need to do that for each one of these to make sure that we're actually sending people to the right place, if you like. So if we go into this now, we've actually got LED, which are set up before, which a lot of these are LEDs, but of course, if you go back one, what we could be doing is setting up an ad group for LED, decorative LED. These ones are sort of obsolete almost, so the incandescent are basically they're really old bulbs, and they tend to be bayonets and what have you. And apparently if somebody's going to order them, it's usually in a large number because they're kind of running out of stock as well. So they're really old bulbs. Then you've got halogen, which of course, if you look here, we haven't actually done the keyword research on halogen as such. So there isn't a section on halogen, and this is where it comes down to what exactly are we covering for 10 keywords, and already we're over delivering, but we are focusing on the LED lights. And then you've got the halogen, then you've got the compact fluorescence. This is where, with a company like this, we could actually continue on and do the next group and the next group and the next group, month on month, if we needed to do that, or if they wanted us to do that. So it's not as simple as just you really need to think about the landing pages where you're sending people, so that they're obviously finding what they want as quickly as possible. So that's kind of an overview of what I'm thinking and how I come to the conclusions I do with the layout of the paid advertising. And ultimately, before I even do the keyword research, I'm usually writing out a Word document like you saw here, which just sort of lays out my thoughts. So the customer might give us a whole long list, and then what we'll do is we'll put them into groups for them. So that's kind of the thinking behind it. Hopefully that helps, but it will need you'll probably need ongoing help with that to understand, because like I said, every website's different. Sometimes you get to a website, the menus are all messed up. They've got products in different, they might have desks in one folder, and then they've got another one that says school desks, whereas that should come under desks. So it's about restructuring quite often the website to enhance the optimization work. And so again, that needs thought put into it. Obviously you change the website, do the keyword research, and then we have to figure out where those ads are going to, and then on top of that where the content strategy is and what products it's focusing on. So hopefully you get the understanding anyway.